Hi everyone, and welcome on our technical takeoff session around Windows 365 end-use experiences. So I'm Christiaan Brinkhoff, one of the PMs on the Windows 365 engineering team, and I'm co-presenting with Pavitra, which is also on our end-use experiences team. So she will walk you through different new experiences at the second half of this presentation. So my role in the team is really to drive Windows integrations. So as the SaaS promises as part of Windows 365, and as well our principle is to blend Windows and Windows 365 closer together. So I'm going to explain a little bit more on those principles to you in this slide before we kick off some cool demos that we prepared for you. So Windows 365, as some of you might already know, but not everybody is familiar with the service yet, is a personal SaaS Windows experience solution delivered by Microsoft, meaning that you get a personal, powerful, and very simple and secure Windows and Windows 11 experience presented to your users from any device. And we are doing it directly from Windows as well. And I'm going to talk a little bit more on that in the next slide and some demos as well. But before I do that, I would like to highlight why Windows 365 is different than any other virtualization technology in market. So we design our product with the principles loved by users and trusted by IT. So we take an extra step in creating end-use experiences that differentiate from other technology in market to make it simpler for users to connect to our service. So I will, and as well Pavitra will, present those new turnkey experiences to you in this session that we as a team generated for you to leverage the platform. So we are, of course, not the only persons on this team. So we are a large group of PMs and as well devs. So really want to call out the great work that the whole team has been doing. And we are just the messengers of that great work that they do for you as a customer to leverage Windows 365 as a SaaS solution. So loved by users is one key principle. We design new features always with simplicity and seamless, frictionless experiences in mind. Trusted by IT means you can leverage your existing IT admin tooling like Microsoft Intune for an end-to-end configuration and as well monitoring and maintenance experience. So it's very easy if you already use Intune for your physical PCs to do exactly the same thing for your cloud PCs. So IT admin experiences are key for us because we know that in the digital transformation, businesses want to streamline their experiences and want to make it easier to manage their environment, right? So doing that on a physical PC and a cloud PC in exactly the same way and simplify management, application delivery, conditional access rules, and Microsoft Defender kind of security settings and policies and threat management protection, it's all exactly the same with a Windows 365 cloud PC. So I hope it makes you excited because I've just recently visited Ignite here in Seattle and talked with a lot of customers. And they really like this story because they've been struggling with traditional VDI infrastructures on premises and other technology where they had different solutions altogether. And with Windows 365, we really help those customers consolidating all those processes and living up to the SaaS digital transformation vision that a lot of businesses have these days. So let's move forward to the vision, how it is being presented by Satya Nadella while he presented the GA date, or let's say the GA launch of Windows 365 almost a year ago. So with Windows 365, we created a completely new category, the cloud PC, bringing the operating system to the cloud for the first time so you can stream the full Windows experience to any device. You can think of Windows computers in Azure or with Azure computing, meaning that the Azure data center becomes a big computer and you have the SaaS solution Windows 365 to create a dynamic and seamless experience for users that serve the user on their needs as the time allows when the user needs those resources. So creating a dynamic cloud PC, doing resizing to a higher license and all those things, that's what you should expect with Windows 365, but as well the simplicity of a SaaS solution. So I'm always using the analogy of enabling an Exchange Online mailbox that is as easy as just flipping a switch. That's the same experience you have with enabling a Windows 365 cloud PC for a user. And everything is fixed price, so you also exactly know what you pay for per month per user. We also announced just a new feature called Shift Workers that you can use in the near-term future to share 3 users with 1 license to make it even more affordable. So what did we just announce during Microsoft Ignite? So I'm not going over all the features that you see on the screen here, but the ones that are highlighted in thick letters are the ones that we're going to demonstrate in the next couple of slides and demos that we prepared for you. So highlighting a couple of things that live up to the love by users and as well end user experiences that we as a team in the Windows 365 engineering team just released are, for example, the Windows 365 app for Windows 11 via the Microsoft Store for Windows. That's released, that's now available in public preview. And we saw great feedback and responses from customers already using and kicking the tires because it creates that end user experience of Windows 365 that you know from the web client, as well as the great benefits you can have with the remote desktop client that you can use or previously could use and still can use today. So those two matching together is the great experience you will have with the Windows 365 app. And you can download it right now from the Microsoft Store. So multimedia redirection is another great feature which allows you to redirect video directly from your cloud PC to your local PC. So you don't need extensive GPU resources to do rendering to your local PC to give a very good high definition experience with videos in YouTube, for example. So Pavitra will walk and talk you through that later on in this presentation. Web portal improvements are another thing that we did to make the web experience on the web client more like a high quality in terms of DPI improvements and such. And last but not least, Microsoft Teams improvements on the end user experience side have been released to make Teams the same as on a physical PC. So we did some great improvements there and Pavitra will walk you through. Before I move to the demo section here from my side that I have in store for you, some other callouts here are Citrix HDX support for Windows 365. So we now support the Citrix protocol on the SaaS solution Windows 365. So you have the simplicity of Windows 365 and the benefits of the protocol of Citrix on top of that. So if you're a Citrix customer, this could be a great solution for you to move into the digital transformation to SaaS while still remain using Citrix as a technology. Some other callouts here are great improvements with resizing and alerting. So monitoring now supports alerting to IT admins. So great love by users IT and love by IT admins as an example that we just shipped. And lots of other features here. So at the end of this presentation, I have a call to action where you can find more resources and dive more deeper in those specific topics that you see here. So let's jump in some demos that we prepared for you because I'm very excited to show you the new Windows 365 app and as well the future of the Windows 365 app with Windows 365 boot and switch and as well offline mode. So let's start with the Windows 365 app. You see it on the screen here. It's very seamless and let's say very efficiently designed. So you see all the Cloud PC licenses that you got assigned to you as a user. And when you click on it, it gives you a very seamless experience in terms of logging on to your Cloud PC. The other great thing is that the Windows 365 app runs on Windows 11 and on Windows 10 in the near term future. And that allows you to run it on every device that you have. And this example is a Lenovo laptop that has great battery life and as well 5G capabilities. So you have all of a sudden with shifting your workloads with a Cloud PC to the cloud, longer battery life, and with 5G integrated in a laptop, for example, you can always be online no matter if a Wi-Fi connection is great. So this is a great demo showing the Windows 365 app experience. And we will ship the application as well in box as part of Windows 11 very soon. So you no longer have to go to the store, it will just be there. So once you start the application after installation, the user will be presented the first run experience explaining all the benefits of the application to the user and as well the service as you can see here on the screen. So after that, the user can restart or restore and do all kinds of user actions that are key and as well identical to the Windows 365 service directly from the Windows 365 client for Windows, the Windows 365 app. So you see that here, you can restart, reset, restore, rename, and as well troubleshoot directly the connection from your endpoints directly to the Windows 365 cloud service. So when you're ready or maybe want to provide some feedback to Microsoft, you can just go into toolbar, click on the feedback button and provide directly feedback regarding the app to us. But if you're ready to connect, you can just click on connect. And as you can see, the connecting experience directly going full screen with multi-monitor support is just baked into the service and very easy to use. You can also go windowed mode, as you can see. So if you want to switch between local and cloud and work between your local PC and your cloud PC, we made that very easy via the windowed mode experience in the connection bar. So this is already excited, but this is not putting us in the direction that we as a vision want to be. So taking this experience a step further, you really should see the Windows 365 app as one of the experiences we enlightened as part of Windows integrations. And the next step is the Windows 365 boot feature. And with the boot feature, we make it possible to easily provision and do with Autopilot and Ubi an experience delivered on the endpoint that directly can boot into a cloud PC environment directly from the Windows shell. So here you see the new IT admin experience to enroll that experience to your end users. And this is something we haven't showed before at any other event. So this is like really a hand-holding experience that sits in that trusted by IT, loved by IT principle that we have. So once you're ready with that setup in a guided flow scenario that you can see here on the screen, we make it possible then to boot directly from that endpoint that you target that experience to into your cloud PC. So think about not logging onto your local PC, but going directly into your cloud PC. As you can see here on the screen, you just log on with your username and password, perhaps Windows Hello, or your Azure Authenticator MFA app on top of that to make it more secure. And then you're logging on directly to your cloud PC, as you can see here. So instead of showing logging on to your local PC, we do an overlay that feels seamlessly and integrated with Windows to log on directly to your cloud PC to make that experience easier. After that, we will also ship a new experience called Windows 365 Switch, where we work hard with the Windows team to make this a reality. So you probably know the desktops feature in the task view button in the taskbar of Windows 11 that you can see here on the screen. So this experience makes it possible to switch between your local PC and your cloud PC, as well as back from the cloud PC to your local PC. So here you see I'm opening the task view feature. And on the right side, you see a cloud PC desktop. And if you click on that, you boot straight into your cloud PC. And in your cloud PC, you can continue where you left off. You can continue working in Excel. And if you're ready to switch back, you just go to the same experience in your cloud PC and then open it up, and then it goes down in a round-tripping experience to your local PC. So a great, unique experience that we will ship soon as part of the Windows 365 service. And then last but not least, before I hand it over to Pavitra, we are working on Windows 365 offline mode. We already showed this during the April event earlier this year. This feature is key to move physical PCs into the cloud because there are still requirements for some businesses to work offline. So what you see here is an experience that if you lose internet connection, that it will show you, hey, there's no internet connection. Do you want to work offline with your cloud PC? And once that is clicked and acknowledged, it will activate a local copy of your cloud PC on the local PC. So we will ship that as part of Windows. So you will have that just out of the box. There will be some hardware requirements for it, most likely, and we will share that in the near-term future with you. But think about going on a plane or joining a Wi-Fi on an airport that is like a go-go flight Wi-Fi that is very bad in terms of performance. You can then switch to your local PC, continue, and then when your internet connection is back up and good again, you just switch back to your cloud PC, and that experience, as you can see here on the screen, is just seamless. So I hope this makes you excited, and I'm very happy now to hand it over to Pavitra, which will take this demos even further. So let's move over to Pavitra.
Thanks, Christiaan. I'm Pavitra Thiruvengadam. I'm a product manager with the Windows 365 team, and I drive user experiences on the web client, as well as teams on Windows 365. It is so exciting to see new experiences unlocked by the Windows 365 Windows app. Now I will be spotlighting the improvements we have made to the Windows 365 web client, as well as how we have enriched your experience using Teams on Windows 365, as well as other applications on the cloud PC. All right, without further ado, let's talk about the web client. The Windows 365 web client went GA earlier this year, and since then we have made continuous improvements to your experience. We have had multitude of features turned out, as well as improvements to usability and supportability. And some of the features that we have delivered to you include file transfer, wherein you can access your local end user based documents on your cloud PC and vice versa, as well as high DPI, where you can view the cloud PC on the browser using the same resolution as you would on your native display. Some of the usability and supportability improvements that we have made are around feedback and capturing error logs, wherein there is an issue with the web client or you want to have a feature suggestion, you can use the feedback feature or capture error logs so that we can take a look at it later when you open a support ticket. The last thing I want to spotlight today would be the direct launch from the Windows 365 web portal, wherein you can actually launch your cloud PC from the web portal, but using the Windows application. All right, so let's take a look at how some of these features work. This is the file transfer feature, and all you will have to do is open the web client, click on the upload button that's right next to the settings, and it'll open the File Explorer window on your end user device. You select your document that you want accessed on the cloud PC, and it will basically get uploaded to this virtual folder, that virtual drive that actually sits on your cloud PC. It's a virtual drive because it's not going to be available post this session. There are two folders underneath it, downloads and uploads. And whatever you transfer from your local device to your cloud PC using the web client will be available on the uploads. If you want to edit it, you will need to move it out of the uploads folder into some other location within the cloud PC. You can go ahead, you can open it, you can edit it, save it. And then, let's say at the end of the day, you want this back on your local device because you want to access it outside the cloud PC. At that point of time, you would literally just transfer this to the downloads folder on the virtual drive. And the downloads folder on the virtual drive is actually mapped to the downloads folder on your end user device. And so you can see that right now I've opened the downloads folder, I'm transferring it. And once you basically allow us to transfer it, then when I open the folder, you can see it's on the downloads folder in your end user device. This is a very useful feature for your day-to-day usage of Cloud PC. So please go ahead, try it out and let us know how you feel about it. So moving on, let's take a look at the feedback feature. We have been GA, as I said, for a while now, but we want to hear from you. We want to hear about your good experiences, bad experiences, any kind of feature suggestions you have. All you need to do is on the web client, you need to click on the feedback feature and provide us this information. If there is an issue, we will also additionally take a snapshot of your Cloud PC screen so that way we can take a look at what that issue is later on. If you also want us to contact you back, especially if you want us to, provide some extra information to you, you can provide your contact information and we will get back to you. Now let's take a look at some of these usability features that we talked about earlier. So if you want to use the Windows client from the Windows 365 web portal, earlier you would need to actually go to the downloads folder, download the client, launch that, and continue everything on the client. Now all you will need to do is log into the Windows 365 web portal and then literally just launch the Windows client from the portal. And all we will need to do is ask for your Cloud PC credentials, and boom, you are in the Windows client with your Cloud PC, and you have not really left the portal until this got opened. So very useful feature, try it out. Now that we have seen the improvements on the web client, let's talk a little bit about the sign-on as well as the experiences using apps within the Cloud PC. So currently, when you open the Windows client or the web portal, we will ask you to sign in with your Windows credentials or your AAD credentials. And then once you're signed in, we discover the Cloud PC is assigned to you, and then you decide which one to launch. When you launch a Cloud PC, we will prompt you for user credentials. And when we prompt you for user credentials, after that, we log you directly into the Cloud PC. This is the current flow today. But what we are doing now is we are making improvements to it and have a single sign-on process. So all you will need to do is, based on the kind of device you're connecting from, either log on to the Windows app or the web portal using the Windows logon, or if you're going to come from an unmanaged device, use the Azure Active Directory prompt logon. Once you log on and you've discovered the Cloud PCs, if you want to launch any of them, all you do is launch it without any kind of extra credential prompt. We also support passwordless authentication. So if your organization has already gone passwordless, this is definitely something that's going to be useful to you. Let's take a quick look on how this shows up in a user experience. So on the left side is the experience on the web client without single sign-on, wherein you have the redirection screen, and after that it asks you for the credential prompt and then logs you into the Cloud PC. On the right side is the experience with single sign-on. It asks you for the redirection prompt, and then it just takes you directly into the Cloud PC without any credential prompt. This is not yet available, but keep a lookout on our roadmap as well as in development on a documentation page, and you will know exactly when you can start using it. Now that we have seen this whole experience on the web client as well as the single sign-on experience, let's take a look at what improvements we have made to your Teams usage within Windows 365. So Teams is one of the most used applications within Windows 365, and we have constantly had feedback from customers saying they want this feature and that feature. And as you can see, in the last 6 months, we have really worked hard to deliver multiple features to enrich your experience of Teams on Windows 365. Some of the frequently asked features have been multi-window background effects, give and take control, and dual outgoing streams. All of them have been made available to you today. You can go try it out. Just make sure you're using the latest client as well as the latest Teams application on the cloud PC. Now let's take a look at how multi-windows, background blur, etc. look on your Windows 365. Here I have a cloud PC running using the Windows client, and I have the main Teams window. I have a chat window that's popped out, which was not possible earlier. And now I have a meetings window. So you can see that I've got 3 different windows, and this looks and feels exactly as it would on your physical Windows client. And for the background effects, if you have a meeting already open, you can go ahead and apply background effects. We support background blur as well as background image replacement using any kind of stock images that Teams already provides. So you can see that, I can go ahead, do a preview, and you can then start using it right away. This is definitely useful if you want privacy, especially if you're working remotely. Apart from this, in your meeting, if you want to enable live captions, all you will have to do is again open this settings, extra settings, and click on turn on live captions, which is right below the apply background effects. And then you will be able to choose from any of the languages that we support to make the meeting experience better for everyone. All right, so now that we have talked about Teams, what about video streaming? So we support a plugin called Multimedia Redirection that delivers high performance, resource efficient video playback to you when you're using the browser within your cloud PC. So what this essentially does is it does not render the video on the cloud PC, but what it does is it renders the video on the end user device. So the offloading of the rendering for the video is done on the end user device. This essentially gives you a light local experience when you're streaming videos on your cloud PC. So let's take a look at the difference on how it feels with and without the plugin. On top, you can see it's very glitchy and you can clearly see from frame to frame the movement, whereas in the bottom with the multimedia redirection, you can see that the experience was smooth. So go ahead, try it out. All of these experiences can be unlocked using the Windows client. Use the latest Windows client, use the latest gallery image from Windows 365, and you will definitely be able to get access to these rich experiences. Thank you, and handing it over to Christiaan.
Thanks, Pavitra. And those features are really amazing and really sit in that end user experience obsession we have as a team, where our principle, as saying in the beginning, goes by loved by users and trusted by IT. So before we wrap up this session and bring it back home and give you some more information where you can follow up on, we created this slide for you where a lot of links are presented where you can just follow up or learn more about the announcements of Windows 365 at Ignite. So the first one is really our summary blog of all the great announcements we just did during Microsoft Ignite. So please go to that link. So another great resource is the YouTube episode of Windows in the Cloud, episode number 3 about Ignite 2022 with Windows 365 as a topic involved there. So please take a look there as well and learn more about those great experiences just announced. And some other great resources here are the Lego story. So we just had a Lego customer story with customer Lego. We all know Lego, right? We all built something probably in the last couple of months. So please take a look and hear from the IT administrator and IT manager of Lego why they choose for Windows 365. Great story and very informal conversation with that customer. There are a couple of more resources. So a roadmap and technical documentations you can find on this list too. So please take a look. We are very excited to present today and also really looking forward to have you joining as a new customer on our platform. So I'm Christiaan Brinkhoff. I would like to thank you for joining. And Pavitra, do you want to say something as well?
Yes, thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed our session and do try out everything that you saw today and provide us feedback. Thank you.